Macedonia, what a beautiful country. Surrounded by mountains, former part of Yugoslavia, it's a picturesque view wherever you go. Currently living in England with our two beautiful children, we already own a property in Skopje, the capital of Macedonia. But we've been looking for a mountain retreat, somewhere to escape to and maybe even retire to. During one of our many trips to Macedonia, we were up in the mountains in a place called Gorno Sonje. We were at a friend's house having a barbecue, or skara as it's called in Macedonia. Drinking brakia, the local brandy, the local drink of choice. And eating some lovely barbecue food and having some lovely conversation and great music as always with our friends. It was at this point in time when their neighbours, an elderly couple, entered their property, which is next to my friend's property, and they sat down at the table in front of their house drinking rakia. My friends and some other friends who were at the barbecue went to say hello. It was then that we found that they were looking to sell their property. Now, the best way to buy property in Macedonia is word of mouth. You know someone who knows someone's cousins who's selling a property, blah, blah, blah. So we decided, okay, let's show some interest. We really like the area. The house looks quite nice. Let's go and see what it's all about. Now, one of the things I'm always being told about Macedonia when buying things, if you can't speak the language, keep your mouth shut. If they know you're from overseas, the price goes up. I'm not actually 100% sure this is always true, but I'm sure that in some circumstances it probably is. After looking at the house, we saw that the structure was very solid. The land was very good. The view was great. But the interior was not to our taste at all. But then, it's a mountain house, it's a project. We're going to strip everything out and start again. So we went back to my friend's house, the neighbours. We sat down and over a couple of glasses of Bellana, which is white wine in Macedonia, myself and my wife discussed, is it feasible? Are we interested? And I think we each individually had already made our mind up. We wanted that property if the price was right. It just so happens the price was right, and the very next day we made them an offer on the house. Now, as you can see in this picture, the background, there's two trees which are quite big and they do obstruct our view of the mountains a little bit. But we do intend to build a third floor anyway in this property, so we'll be overlooking those trees and have a much better view. So this was back in November 2022. The excitement mounted. We muscled together the money we needed to buy the house, and by the end of December 2022, we were in a position where we were now handed the keys and we were officially the new owners of the property. Now, due to Christmas, due to winter, and the challenges of children's school holidays, we didn't manage to get back to the property together until recently in April 2023. However, my wife did go over. We did have a well dug, as you can see in some of this video here. There's big tracks and lots of earth all over the place. The existing well on the house had dried up. Now, this was a shared well, which usually goes down around about 15 to 20 meters. However, that well was no longer in use. The owners were using the storage tanks in the garage to supply water to the house. Now, although this was fine for a temporary measure, if you were only at the house once every couple of months and only needed to wash your hands or go to the toilet, but it wasn't going to do for us. If we wanted to live in this house, we wanted to be able to take a shower. We wanted to be able to use all of the necessities for 4 to 6 people in this house. So we decided to get the well dug ourselves, a new well. Lucky enough, we hit some very strong pressurized water down at around about 45 meters. So the well was dug, the vacuum tank was installed, the pump was installed, but at that point, it's not yet connected to the house. The following months after we dug the well and installed the pump and the vacuum or pressurized tank, we started discussing with architects the work, what we wanted, the design that we wanted. We used them to help us do the drawings for the existing house, as some of the old documentation was outdated. We discussed and chose an architect, and we are very happy with the architect we have. And she has helped us not only with the plans of the house and the design, they will be also running the project for us as we will be remote in London. And it's very hard to keep track of everything that's going on from a different country. So we needed someone in place to be working as a project manager and an architect at the same time. Anyway, the design we finished up with was very, very nice. And this is a sample of what we are expecting the house to look like when it's complete. So this has been a short introduction to our house and our experience starting off in the mountains. The next videos that we'll produce will be the gradual modification of the property, the digging of the well, and the construction of the house, and eventually a construction of the garage, and hopefully I'll get some time to work on the house myself as well. Until then, thanks for watching.